Hey guys, welcome. Cyrus here. Today we're going to be, or I'm going to be showing you guys a cool little program. This is basically centered around VBS scripts and batch files. Mostly batch files actually, but we will be incorporating some VBS scripts. Um, so brief little overview of what will go down in today's lecture. Which is actually the first, my first YouTube video on this kind of stuff. Um, it's a new channel, so be sure to support, by the way. But a brief overview is that we're basically just going to be creating a program that will mess with the colors of command prompt, and it will change the colors of text and background, and you can do this via a batch file. Obviously, this is not going to be a permanent change, but for whenever, like, while the batch file is running, it will open up a special instance of command prompt that will adjust itself uh, according to whatever you're going to type down in this batch file. Now, what we're going to type down is we're going to be changing the colors a little bit. So I'm going to open up command prompt right now. And I actually already personalized my command prompt. As you can see, blue text with pink background. I kind of made this in about a minute or so. I really didn't think about it too much. I mean, now that I look at it, it kind of burns my eyes, you know. But it's like, it's not really, it's definitely not the best color combination. But it's certainly something. So, what I want to do really here is I want to end up with the result something like this, but not temporary. I just want to create an instance like that while a program is running. So first thing I want to do is I want to type in color uh, A or color 1. Let's keep it simple here. Color 0, color 1 doesn't matter. And the reason why I'm going to be doing that is because basically the way CMD works is that if you type into CMD, I think it was something like /t or /t colon, and then it's TG, no, FB or something like that. And this is just a format. This is just a layout. This isn't, if you type this into CMD, you won't understand anything, you know. But /t here, it just symbolizes the color. You're referring specifically to colors of the GUI or display really. And F stands for font, I suppose, and B stands for background. So we're going to be following that format without the division sign, obviously. So we can, and this is all in hex, you know, it's in hexadecimal. So it starts from 0 and it goes till 7 for the first set for the, you know, the you know, color of the text, and starts from 8 on the next set. Color of the background starts from 8 and ends at F. So yeah, it's hex. 16 possible digits, 8 digits for each column, I guess. So I think the first one, 0, is actually black, and F would be white background. So pretty much the opposite of a default CMD, which has white text and a black background. So we'll see how that goes. This is actually going to be a really good test because what we're going to do is we're going to do ipconfig. The ipconfig really isn't something special. It shouldn't be, at least. If you don't know what ipconfig is, I suggest you search it up before even looking at this video. But ipconfig is just, it just finds your IP address, your network information, stuff like that. But the main point is, what I'm using it for right now is that it generates a lot of text, and the text is represented in CMD. So I want to make sure you guys can see the color changes in the background and the foreground. Sorry, the font in the background after a color change. So what you want to do is you want to go ahead and save this notepad file. And you want to name it whatever you want. I'll just name it color A, and you want to add in the .bat extension, because that way the computer realizes that, hey, this is a batch file. So I'm just gonna name it color A.bat, save it. Pretty simple. Go ahead and save it again, just be double check. I'm gonna go ahead, go on documents, and let's go to color A.bat. So we can go ahead and double click this, and it will open up the command prompt. And I want you guys to be to just focus on the details, because this goes by very fast, especially with my computer. So as you can see, the color kind of changed. Actually, okay, so it does not come up with a white background. Let's try E. I know all the other ones work. Maybe F is just kind of weird. Let's do 3E. I don't know why it's not working, but stuff happens. Let's double click this again. There we go, that's better. So I guess the previous combination that I put, F was kind of faulty, and whatever I put in front of F, like that replaces this 3 that I put right now, was kind of like a brighter white version of white. But as you can see, I actually changed both the background and the foreground. Sorry, I keep messing those up. The font and the background of command prompts. Now what I can actually do is I can, oops, sorry, I selected 2 lines, I think. Maybe I did 1, I'm not sure. I can go ahead and copy and paste this entire sort of thing as a loop, and just delete that last line, and I can change the colors a little bit. So make this 4D. Let's make this 5B, not D. Let's keep one of them at 3.9. Okay. So the reason why I did this was because we have a color 3E over here, and we have a color 3.9 over here. I want to just show you guys that it is possible to keep the text color while changing the background color, and you can also do vice versa. You can keep background color and change. I'm sorry, you can change text color and keep the background color. So I'm just gonna save this real quick, and we're gonna double click on it again. And let's see what this does. As you can see, it went through 5 cycles, or 5 stages really, and these 5 stages had different colors. That's how you make like a bunch of different colors. That's what I'm saying. It kind of looks like party lights. Okay, so now I want to go over and head over to VBS files. So VBS files are actually called VB scripts, but I like calling them VBS files. I don't know why, I just like it like that. So I made this one earlier. I called this one yo.vbs. Now when you want to create a VBS file, what you actually got to do is when you're saving it, like how we did over here, you're going to actually have to put a .vbs at the end of the name, a little extension, and you can also select like all types of files or whatever in the drop down menu below that, just so you can find it easier. That's not really necessary, but just make sure it's not a text file. And there you go, you have a VBS. you have a VBS file. Now what I did was I created a message box. And this message box basically says that you have a title of this private message from James Conrad. If you don't know who James Conrad is, by the way, he's a very good cyber security analyst. Works at CBT Nuggets, I believe, and kind of look up to him. He's a good role model. It's kind of funny too. He's a good guy. This 0 represents the different options we have, because a message box is basically one of those things that, like Windows pops up occasionally. It's like, hey, you have an error, and then you press the OK button. This is what it is. Just this one line. So I put down in the actual text of the message box, lol, close your eyes, because over here I'm just going to be spamming colors at them. Uh, and then if we switch back, this 0 actually represents the buttons, as I said. Now 0 is it's just the OK button. I think option 2 and option 3, one of them, includes yes, no, and cancel, or something like that. And I don't want to do that because that just overcomplicates things. That would make me, like, I would have to create 3 different paths, I guess, um, or 3 different scenarios, just in case any of the buttons are pressed. Now I'll get to that in a future video, not for today though. So I just save this file like this, and then you can run it. Oh, over here I created an object, and this object calls this, which is my file, color_a.bat. Obviously I created it ahead of time. So yo.vbs, and I can just double click this, and a private message pops up from James Conrad saying lol, close your eyes, dot. Press OK, and it automatically runs color_a.bat, which is this nifty little program that ends within, I'd say, 6 seconds. That's basically all I have for you guys today. I'll get into some other things next time, such as bash files. These are batch files, at least the color_a.bat is a batch file, BATCH. Next time I'll get into something like a bash file, BASH, which is for Linux. Or I could just elaborate and expand into Java and methods of calling bash files and VBS files from Java and vice versa. Thank you guys for watching, and I'd like to see you guys on the next episode, or next video. Thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe and like, share with your friends. Comment down below if you thought it was helpful. Thank you, and peace. See you next time.